we're back. Game number 2 of our final best of 3 of the night. LGD taking on TongFu. And TongFu, the, I won't say overwhelming underdogs, but they were certainly coming in with an underdog status to this series. Got a Game 1 win and looked pretty damn good doing it. LGD tried to run the 4 protect 1, and unfortunately the 4 did protect 1, just not long enough, and a few mistakes made here and there. And to be honest, some truly head-scratching play coming out of Zhao 8, who just was not in his rhythm or in his comfort zone on that Magnus. Cost LGD that first game. Going back to things that they're a bit more comfortable with, we've got some 5-on-5 heroes coming out very quickly with the Naga Siren, Timbersaw, and Lifestealer. TongFu, though, not in short supply on that side of things either. Elder Titan, Outworld Devourer, and Troll Warlord. To break down the draft and all of the other analysis and so on, Ben Merlini Wu joining me as now and as he will for the rest of the D2L Season 4, brought to you by HyperX. So, looking back at Game 1, Ben, I mean, there was some standout play and some down play. Zhao 8 really struggled. ZSMJ looked damn good, but there was more to it than that in terms of TongFu just being able to dominate LGD.
They had a much better draft, they executed their draft much better. I wouldn't say that LGD's draft was weak by any means. They had a very, very strong, like, Magnus era draft, and the RP got nerfed, like, a little bit in terms of damage, but that shouldn't really hinder them in the 4 protect 1. All they needed to do was defend at T3s up the hill where they feel safe and sound, but we didn't actually see any good base defenses. Like, usually there was one person down, like Magnus had his BKB at the end, but ZSMJ really pulled through with it, finding pickoffs on the ZSMJ, just never, or on Xiao 8, and never really allowing them to turtle as much as they wanted to. LGD has practiced that strat so many times before. I'm just very surprised that they just executed it very poorly. Looks like they'll be running with something else this game. Beastmaster, probably the hero of choice for Xiao 8, and I think he does much better at this sort of hero than a Magnus, where you can just run around and get things accomplished. Roar is much lower cooldown on RP. It's a little bit easier to hit because it's way range, and you don't really need Arcane and Blink before you start making things happen. We see Timbersaw picked up by LGD and Elder Titan for TongFu. Elder Titan in the hands of YYF was just one beast of a hero and just destroyed everybody with his armlet. I don't know if we'll have a repeat performance, but it very well could be.
Absolutely, and you know that's the fun thing about Elder Titan, and what's always fun whenever you see a hero just take the meta by storm and become so common after being so uncommon. And Elder Titan, like you said, the armlet, that was actually the first time in competitive Dota that the armlet has been picked up on Elder Titan at the professional level, at least, and it seemed very effective. I mean, we saw some very nice usage of it by YYF, and we'll see what TongFu wants to do with it. TongFu right now could be looking for another support depending on how they want to lane this. They've got 3 heroes that can actually run mid if they want to. The Elder Titan, the OD, and the Troll Warlord. One would imagine the ET will be off lane with OD in mid and a farming Troll, or vice versa, I guess. I've seen farming tri-laned ODs before. But if they are looking for another support, Bane is a really nice option here to give them another way to deal with Lifestealer. And already having the Beastmaster from LGD, that's going to give them a nice chance to initiate onto a relatively squishy OD in these early game fights. So really looking forward to see how these two teams play out the 5-on-5 team fights, because they've got a lot of answers for each other, and a lot of it's just going to come down to nothing but strict execution.
I think a lot of these heroes are gearing up for a very aggressive game. Maybe not so much OD until he gets his mech, but for the most part, these are very aggressive heroes. Lifestealer, Timbersaw, Beastmaster, Troll Warlord. These things can get very down and dirty into the lanes. I think that LGD as well as TongFu will probably both do safe lanes, so maybe not as much action as I would like to expect. But Earthshaker also picked up by TongFu. I think Sancho played a fantastic Earthshaker, much better than his second Visage performance. His first Visage performance was also phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree completely. Sunshine really putting the hero through its paces and showing us what you can do with it. And granted, it wasn't anything spectacular. He just landed his fissures. And, you know, there are a number of heroes in Dota that are like that, that if you just hit your spells and you just use them, just 1 or 2 things to maximum efficiency, you're going to have a big impact. And Earthshaker certainly lived up to that billing. And again, probably looking for another support. I really would like a Bane pick here. It would just work so well in being able to limit the options of LGD. I mean, the Timbersaw is going to be a nice source of damage. Naga Siren, I mean, the armor reduction's nice. Riptide can do some damage early on, but they're very much going to be all in on Lifestealer and the Timbersaw in terms of their damage output. And just having a way to guaranteed take that LS out of the fight if you can. Throw out the Enfeeble on a hero like a Beastmaster or a Timbersaw, you know, put one to sleep, so on and so forth, would just give them a nice set of ways to answer any aggression. Nope, they are going to go ahead and get an aggressive support. Not going to be the Bane, though. This time, going to be a Crystal Maiden.
Crystal Maiden, pretty good choice here. It also alleviates a lot of Earthshaker's banner problems. He's just like running around, not doing so much a lot of the time, just because he just needs to really hit those perfectly timed fissures, and he really just starves in the early game, especially if you can't farm this arcane boost. So Crystal Maiden plus TM, a pretty effective early game duo.
As the teams spawn in, we're getting ready for Game 2, what could be our last game of the night. If TongFu has anything to say about it, LGD, though, wants to keep your butts in the seats for at least another hour or two, looking to force that Game 3 and keep their record unblemished. Flipping through the lineup, see who's handling who. We'll have Zoe farming up our Troll Warlord with Crystal Maiden, handled by Song Sheng. Song Sheng, again, had a real nice game on the Earthshaker last time. Will not be on the hero this time. We'll have Mu handling our ODs. He makes his way towards the safe lane, at least for the moment. ZSMJ, without a doubt, the standout MVP of last game, and in my opinion, of the night, has just been really putting on a show every time he loads into the game for the last couple of series. And looking forward to see what he can show us on the Shaker this time. And we'll have XTT playing on our Elder Titan. On the other side of the river, we got Zhao 8, as predicted, setting up shop here in mid lane with that Beastmaster, looking to shake off a poor Game 1 performance. Zhao will be playing on our Timbersaw with Naga Siren, handled by DD. DDC will be playing on our Shadow Demon, all three hanging out near the offlane, at least for right now. And we've got Rabbit. No surprise to see him farming up this Lifestealer.
I think that Elder Titan is just going to have a pretty easy time this game. He's mid versus a Beastmaster, pretty easy matchup for him, and I think that TongFu can potentially just wreck it. They just have a Troll get a BDP. Oh, Rabbit.
Good Fissure and the Frostbite to follow it. ZSMJ continues to be a force on this map. Look at the body block. Is it enough? One more. Auto attack. He needs one more. No, the Riptide's there and the Disruption, and they're able to salve him back up. Now ZSMJ might be our first blood, and he will be. A very fortuitous haste rune picked up by DD completely changed the outcome of that sequence of events. ZSMJ landed a phenomenal fissure, but in the end, LGD able to react in time, make it 1-0.
Yeah, all he needed was one more right click. He also didn't Clarity. If he Clarity, he would have had enough mana for a fissure at the very end. I think it came up right around the time of Disruption, so very, very close. I mean, ZSMJ, even though he died there, still nice block, or nice 2 blocks, fissure block and body block.
And we can see, as they continue to rotate over, ZSMJ, unfortunately, becoming that first blood. And, yeah, you know, just he's played so well, made a couple of good plays there, but little RNG love going the way of LGD. That haste rune could not have been better. And now we're going to see them settle into the offensive tri-lane position. And their success in this lane, I mean, they've got a lot of AoE. They've got the Nova Burst. They've got Fissure Burst, of course. And then they've got the Axes coming out from Zoe. So they're going to be able to steal creep camps. They're going to be able to cause problems for the two supports. But in the end, the Lifestealer should feel at least kind of safe for a little while. The big winner here, though, is going to be both the OD and the Timbersaw, both going one-on-one in this lane. As you mentioned, just not going to have a tough time. And same here in mid for XTT at the very least. Should be able to hold his own and be very well leveled coming out of this mid lane position.
Yeah, Xiao's actually doing much better than Elder Titan, 12-1 compared to 8-0. On the top lane, like after that first blood, you really do have to play defensive. It looks like Beastmaster actually got the first blood in mid, so that makes things much, much tougher for XTT.
We can see the harass potential of Elder Titan showing itself. The bonus damage coming off of Astral Spirit, just being able to right-click big chunks of health out of Zhao 8.
Nice play here by Mu on bottom, just dragging the creeps, because Timbersaw actually went around to drag the creep wave, and usually, like, lesser skilled players would just drag the creep wave to tower here and you'd be forced to tank. But Mu, he doesn't want to tank the creeps, but he also wants to maximize his XP gain, gets a last hit on the satyrs, and this should give him like probably an extra level or very close to an extra level on top of Yao.
It's a great point to make, and something you don't really think about. So all you guys at home, remember that. You're ever in a solo lane and you have your creep skipped like that, make sure you drag them on over to the creep camp. Nothing to lose there, and a lot of extra experience for you to gain. Up atop, this lane being a bit challenged by Zoe and company, but so far really unable to crack the facade of LGD and looking quite good so far. You take a look at the last hits, we can see the Beastmaster is actually doing very well. Zhao 8 bouncing back admirably with 18 CS, 3 ahead of XTT in a matchup that really he should be winning. Now we're going to see Rabbit spotted out. There's a disruption, and the slow on DDC. Songsheng is there. Rabbit's going to engage onto him. ZSMJ is there. It's going to have a fissure in a minute. There's the ensnare, and the fissure buys some time, but not enough. Rabbit is pretty low, but they have very little damage now as Zoe was locked down on the other side of that fissure and will have to retreat. So make it 2-0. LGD off to a great start thanks to that first blood in mid, and now some quick reaction coming out of LGD in their own jungle.
Poor Crystal Maiden. I think she's just going to be like fodder this game and just constantly die to Lifestealer and or Timbersaw. Yep, in the mid lane, looks like XCT has actually caught back up in CS, which is pretty respectable considering how fast Xiao 8 was able to get his bottle with that early first blood. In the bottom lane, OD doing much better than Timbersaw. Yao completely out of mana right now, sitting at a 52 max mana, and Mu has 25 last hits most in the game. CSMJ requests a pause.
Just for a moment, we got to pause. Hopefully we'll be able to get back underway. But while we do have a second, Merlini, my friend, I want to thank you as always for joining in on the broadcast, being part of the D2L team for your first time here in Season 4. And it looks like we are going to go. I was going to have you drop your credentials, but I guess we'll, not your credentials, but your social media links and all that. But we'll get to that at the end of this series, I do suppose. But as you mentioned, down at bottom, OD definitely having his way with poor Timbersaw, more than doubling him up in CS.
Yeah, 13 mana. They did fix a bug, though.
XTT just there? I was wondering. He just
that was without Primal Roar. That's the second time that I've seen like a death in mid without the use of Roar. I mean, Beastmaster is strong. Don't get me wrong, but there's no board. There shouldn't be any like unpredictable damage coming out from Xiao 8. It's not like he had a DD or something.
Yeah, I was actually there watching it. He just overextended. He just hung around too long, traded some right clicks, got too low. Zhao 8 started to pursue him out, got an extra right click off, and then threw the axes. That's all it really took. So just
very
really
surprising.
Just a very bad misjudgment and misplay coming out of XTT. And, you know, we've seen him have some ups and downs tonight, too. I mean, it's worth mentioning that, you know, I can't remember which game it was in our first series, but he definitely had a game where he started out pretty slow. He did manage to bounce back, so it's not as if he doesn't have the capabilities. But you definitely don't want a mid-Elder Titan getting off to a poor start against a Beastmaster. That's just not something you should be allowing to happen.
In the next patch, OD will no longer be able to proc Essence Aura off of Buckler and Tranquil Boots, so I don't know if we'll see him go that standard Trank Mech build that we see almost every game on top lane.
Fissure blocking a couple off, and they are going to go ahead and retreat. Zoe gets netted down from behind, and here's Zhao 8 to help secure the kill. This is going to be a big one if they get it off. He does, yep, there we go. I was going to say he does have Roar if he wants to spend it, and the range more than enough here in mid. Yao has taken up shop to make up some ground, and 4-0, not the way TongFu wanted to get this game started, I can tell you that.
Yeah, not at all. They do, once they get the mech on the OD, I think they can start forcing the issues, but Lifestealer is going to be a constant pain for them. Like, he got blocked outside of the fissure, and they still got a kill. I think that was a very nice block, but just too much to keep Zoe in place. He got disrupted, he got netted, he got roared at the very end, he got open wounded. There's just so many things that he has to deal with. He probably needs a BKB in this game, but even then he can still get roared, he can still get right clicked by Lifestealer, and he still can get netted.
Maiden and the Earthshaker moving as one now. Don't think, yep, they do have a smoke if they want to spend it. One would think they would have used it by now. They came very close to being spotted by this ward. I don't think they were, though. Nope, they should have been. If they were watching very closely, they would have seen him for a second. So they should have an idea that they're there. Still no smoke coming out. They do drop a ward. Songsheng going to head north while the rest of the team heads into mid directly. They want to try to make something happen in mid, want to try and get themselves a kill and try to get some damage under the tower. And Songsheng shows his face. Yao will be able to pull back in time. Now relegated to simply trying to push. The troll is not level 6, so it doesn't have his ult to call upon to up that push power. And really a lot of wasted time, for lack of a better way to put it. TongFu dedicated a lot of personnel and a lot of manpower and man-hours into moving into mid and got nothing out of it.
Yeah, Sancheng, level 3 Crystal Maiden. He is such a liability right now. Nowhere close to boost, sitting at 150 gold. And Lifestealer already with phase is just going to hunt her down so easily.
DD and DDC moving down in the lane just a little bit. Looks like they're content to just farm for a while, though. We're really not seeing LGD do much except try to confound that tri-lane at top, which, by the way, has broken down. XTT has completely sacked or has taken over the position of that offensive tri-lane. The rest of it completely sacked. at this point, and probably the right call to make. At least XTT can just soak some levels. He is already level 7, so making some very nice progress. So moving now into mid, and not very well farmed, I would not imagine. Yeah, he's sitting at just 27 CS right now.
Yep, and just TongFu just continuing to play passively. They don't really need to fight right now. They just need to get some more items. They need boots on Crystal Maiden. They need like TP scrolls. They need mech up. And then once that happens, I think they can start taking LGD. They also need to be really on top of the defensive disrupts too. Mu actually dropped his items over here. Looks like, oh, there's his mech already.
Mechanism done on Moon. Mech's very close to done on the Beastmaster as well. They're going to go ahead and smoke. Only needs about another 350 gold to get his mech done, and going to go look for a kill in order to help that out. Moving now through the Radiant side secret shop. Zoe has sacked the mid lane and is instead just setting up shop in the jungle. Might join with his team in bottom to try and push down this tier 1 bottom. But LGD smoke looks like it's going to be wasted. There's just nobody anywhere near them.
Yeah, XCT, they know that they might be smoking right now, but they don't really care because they see Lifestealer in lane right now. They see Yao in lane right now. There's no way they can just completely jump them and take them by surprise that fast. Looks like Zoe is almost level 6. Oh, just one creep away, sitting at 589 out of 600 experience. Had he had one more level, they would have been able to put a lot more pressure on this T2. Looks like they'll probably have to backfill.
Only one person teleporting so far. Looks like they're going to trade a tier 1 for a tier 2. The glyph has already been used, so it's just going to come down to how quickly they can push off of this. Decent amount of damage output coming. The DD from XTT's helped them to this point. It has expired. And yeah, they get the tier 1 mid, and tier 2 bottom will be traded for it even. Not even an attempt to contest this, so TongFu with a bit of a coup there, trading 2 for 1, and they might be able to get back in time to defend this tier. Oh, they will be able to get back in time to defend this tier 1 top if they want to.
LGD has his ward behind tower though, so they're completely aware of this 3-hero rotation. Looks like OD, their mech bear, is not going to be there though. If they fight without him, they're probably going to lose this fight.
That's going to be 4, and looks to be 4 on 4 actually. And here we go. Fisher goes out trying to catch up and melt the creep wave, trying to catch Rabbit, unable to do so. There's 4 up here from LGD, and let's see if TongFu's committed to this lane, or if they're just going to back after executing the defense. Looks like they're still expecting a push, but we'll find out momentarily as we now have a pause coming out from TongFu. Looks like Shaker does need to reconnect. We're just about 10 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Could be our final game of the evening, our third best of 3. TongFu and LGD in a battle of first-place contenders very early on here in our Eastern Division. Now, how about we do what I meant to do earlier? Merlini, my friend, I know there's so many people listening to you right now that would love to learn from you on a day-to-day basis. Go ahead and drop some links to the fine folks and let them know how they can find out more about you.
Sure. I have a lot of videos that I upload to YouTube, youtube.com/MerliniDota. More like instructional videos there. I also stream almost every day at twitch.tv/MerliniDota when I am not casting with my good friend ASC. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, all /MerliniDota for updates.
There you go. Make sure you follow him at a variety of places. You can catch me as well if you like. I'm at AC on Twitter. You can also find me on YouTube. It's youtube.com/ACTV. It's actually ACTV pretty much across the board on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, and all that fun stuff. So make sure you follow me. I'm not going to be dropping the knowledge that Merlini would, but, you know, once in a while I say something funny and I yell a whole lot, and, you know, people tend to like it when I yell at microphones. But 10 minutes in, still waiting on the chance to rejoin the game. Looks like we will have a go. Well-timed. TongFu playing into our self-pluggage in about as time-sensitive a way as possible. And we'll take our first look at the gold graph. We can see it's actually a very close game 10 minutes in, my friend. Only 250 gold separating them. That might change, though, as we're going to have a full 5-man move-out from TongFu. And if they could catch this Lifestealer, it could be quite a big deal. They need to take control of this game. They've already taken down a couple of towers in bottom. This could be a big coup for them. Zoe and Mu showing their faces in lane. Now here comes the rest of the team, so LGD is going to know what's going on and have a chance to get 5 back to defend if they want.
Casual tangos, 10 minutes in, healing up DD and Rabbit. This is really where TongFu should make a move. I think they're definitely doing the right thing by pushing as soon as they get their mech. They don't have any kills right now. The gold leaf's still pretty even, but LGD actually, oh, they have a mech too on Beastmaster. I don't think that TongFu knows that. This is a pretty dangerous position. They need to be able to scout out with the Elder Spirit like they're doing right now.
Zoe going to be engaged upon. The ulti goes off, and there's the Astral Imprison to buy in some time. The Infest to get the Lifestealer out of trouble as well. There's the roar on the Zhao 8. Zhao 8 does end up getting blown up. Now the Timbersaw wants to engage. A lot of damage being done on both sides. The OD helping clean house quite well. LGD does manage to hold the tower together. TongFu, though, didn't lose anyone. They came very close to losing Zoe, but he is still up and running, and he'll have his ult again in 5 seconds. One of the things that makes that ult so powerful is how often you can use it in extended sieges like this. Mu did drop his ulti, so not going to have that.
He dropped it while Xiaowei was in Disruption, though. Your Sanity's Eclipse hits during Astral, but not during Disruption, and he would have gotten the kill on Xiaowei. Xiaowei had a regen rune in his inventory and was able to mech and magic wand up. Oh, what a
fissure. DD going to end up paying the price for it. Yao's there to help those. The SMJ and Zoe eating a lot of damage. Now they're going to pursue out Mu, being able to pick him off, and a Disruption to help secure another kill. That's going to be 3 down. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Earth Splitter's on the mark. No, actually, split him just right down the middle. Thought that was going to catch Zoe as he crossed back over. Rabbit doesn't care. Rabbit acting like the honey badger, just does not give a damn. Chasing behind the tier 1 and getting yet another kill. LGD opening up a much bigger lead now, make it 7-3.
Wow, OD was so unlucky there. He actually didn't have enough mana to mech at the end when he died. And rarely do you see an OD run out of mana besides the laning phase. But had he mech there, I think the fight would have gone a little bit differently. They would have still lost OD for sure, because he had open wounded right next to the tower. But I think a couple of the other heroes may have survived. That's just bad RNG.
Yeah, unfortunately for them. DDC limping back to base. He'll get healed up momentarily now. Looking at LGD's lineup, I mean, this Lifestealer has been making pretty good progress. He's got 1,000. I mean, at this point, he can go whatever he wants. He's got the Bracer if he wants to go ahead and finish his drums here in a minute. He's also got the Helm of Iron Will if he wants to go Armlet first. So they've got options in how they want to build. And at this point, it really feels like it's LGD's game to set the pace for. TongFu with a team that is not quite as late game oriented, I don't think. Nonetheless, I still feel like
Elder Titan, though.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Elder Titan. Underestimate that hero. That his natural order is just absolutely insane. Lifestealer with Rage on can still get bursted down by the Troll Warlord, even lacking as many items as he has.
We'll see if LGD is going to be the ones to take the lead here, or if it is going to be TongFu. It looks like TongFu for the moment, as you said, recognizing now's a good time to try and make a move. They're going to continue to keep the pressure up on this top tower. Looks like they want to force another fight.
Yeah, Xiaowei's just going to grab a free tower on bottom, though. That's not the greatest trade for TongFu because this tower is still very high HP on top. Oh, they're actually defending bottom.
And they're going to be able to catch Zhao 8. Fissure from long distance. There's a disruption to buy some time. He's going to try to TP away. Not going to be able to do so. Oh, wow.
Wow, that was a very late ultimate.
Yeah, completely unnecessary. And he had to know that coming out he was going to auto-attack regardless. But, yeah, that ulti now down for 2.5 minutes. And can't help but feel like that's a bit of a mistake. If I'm LGD, I see that and go, okay, let's push.
Yeah, they need to apply pressure to the lane slowly. Like, I don't exactly know where Mu was, but he was able to Astral Shout 8 in time. If he has like a Blink Dagger, or if OD isn't there, they just get away and then they can force the issue on top because all of them TP it on bottom, and Xiaowei can actually TP top there to help him. So he's turning like a potential 4-on-5 on top to like a 5-on-2, which is really good. And I think that's what he planned on doing, but good job by Mu being able to pick him off. There's a smoke coming out from these 3 heroes. That tower is very, very low. I think it may drop before they can defend.
There we go. That's Rabbit. Oh, nice fissure. Are they going to deny it? Yep, they're going to go ahead and pursue it out, then turn around and deny it. So XTT and company able to deny a little bit of gold there from LGD. Rabbit sitting at about half health is going to be going with an Armlet first as he picks up his Glove of Haste. The SMJ is actually still under cover of smoke here. If Rabbit doubles back, he could be caught out by a fissure. Has Infest on the ready, though, if worse comes to worse. And yeah, looks like they're still just slobbering over this top tier 1 and going to try to make a fight happen once again.
Yep, I think they should ult it pretty soon. Maybe they don't want to ult and get wasted by Glyph.
Oh, Rabbit caught with a fissure after being walked on by the Astral Spirit. Here comes DDC. There's a disruption. Will they engage off of it? Nope, not going to decide to. They will be TPing in some help, though. Zhao 8 lands in, and now they're ready to fight once again. Now, keep in mind, Sanity's Eclipse is on cooldown due to a mistake made by Mu, and they're going to sleep in. They're going to catch at least 3 as the SMJ right on the edge of it. And here we go. There goes the Chakram. Rabbit going to engage in as well. TongFu trying to hold the line. Nice Earth Splitters there to catch a lot in the chaos. The SMJ now chased down by Rabbit. Zhao Wei surviving through a lot of that damage. XTT running roughshod across the battle, but as we can see, Zoe just underfarmed, able to clean up some supports here and there, but will end up paying for it with his life. And XTT.
Where's your TP scroll, XTT?
It's in the shop, bro. I went and bought it. It's fine. XTT will be able to get away, but big win from LGD, and we're just beginning to see. I mean, the Lifestealer just felt relatively untouched, even though he came so close to dying, and the gold not completely out of hand for this stage of the game. I mean, 2,000 in favor of one team or another at 16 is not unheard of. The experience beginning to show itself a little bit, though. It's just double that, near 4,000.
I think Elder Titan has to stay out of fights. He's like their good anti-initiate, and they just like swarmed the OD and just killed him. Through mecha doesn't even matter. He just got focused way too much. If they have the Elder Titan Spirit, like if he's sitting back here, doesn't get slept and sends a Spirited, which is invulnerable, so it doesn't get slept while Song of Siren is going on. I think you can stomp as it's going on and then counter initiate that way. I saw his Spirit up here, and then the trajectory was like a little bit over here when all the heroes were over here. So if he can counter initiate with Echo Stomp, like, and protect OD and troll a little bit better. OD, he is like their pride and joy for the TongFu team. Highest in CS right now, even higher than Lifestealer. Very high in net worth. Their mech bear, their high source of pure damage, especially against a hero like Timbersaw. He can kill illusions really fast too, like Naga Sirens. He just needs to stay alive and do the damage.
Finally, that safe lane tower drops, and TongFu likely to start getting very aggressive. We can see their warding already very aggressive. Two just cutting off this western half of the Radiant side jungle. And there is going to be a TP in. That's going to be Rabbit, who spots out Zog. Is going to go ahead and open wounds into him. Uses the ulti. Now here comes the rest of the help. Rabbit's rage will be wearing off momentarily. Fissure shot a little bit early and a little bit wide. Here comes the rest of the TP. They need to get out of here. And Rabbit, yep, we'll go ahead and pull back. They're going to go ahead and earn up Zoe. That's going to be the Naga Siren who came in. And the Stomp does actually catch him. Earth Splitter is there as well, but the Infest buys enough time for the rage. A nice attempt from XTT. Hitting the Stomp, and now they're all just going to go ahead and get out of dodge. They're going to react, and the Astral Imprison is going to catch one down here. That'll be Zhao Wei, caught out once again. There's the Fissure to follow it. He will end up dead. And once again, Moo, just wanting to secure the kill, spins the Sanity's Eclipse.
Kill secured.
Yeah. A little bit of overkill. It's K, though. It's K. Hasn't gone too poorly for them quite yet. Certainly a fight or two where he wishes he had that off cooldown, but anyway, 18 and a half minutes in, and the kill count beginning to pile up. We got 18 kills for 18 minutes, and TongFu's actually making up some ground here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Xiaowei got picked off twice now while pushing down bottom. That's a mistake that should not happen, at least not twice in a row. OD working on his force half. He desperately needs more survivability, though, whether it's a Ghost so Lifestealer can stop focusing him. I think Ghost is actually really good here. There's like a lot of composite damage from Beastmaster, pure damage from Timbersaw. None of those really get amplified that much by, well, pure damage doesn't get amplified by Ghost Scepter. Composite a little bit.
Moo continuing to find his farm elsewhere. He's on his way to his Force Staff and not far from it at all. In fact, there it is, complete. The rest of TongFu beginning to play a little passive. They have not taken a passive position most of the game. Rabbit capitalizing on that, getting some farm of his own. He's got his armlet and his drum, so he's already very much in shape. We'll see if he wants to go pure S and Y after this, or perhaps go something like a Basher. In the meantime, they're going to go Roshan if nothing else. And TongFu, yeah, they have a ward. They should spot DDC dancing around there. They know what's up. It's a matter of if they'll get there quick enough. Roshan about half health now. They're going to have to hustle. Zoe.
They have Song up now, too. It's really bad for TongFu.
DD. Oh, he thought about it. He wound up to sing. Was in the animation and canceled it. And we can see they're not quite done yet. Just getting into a defensive position. Rabbit still in the pit, at least for the moment. We'll go ahead and withdraw now. The Hawk gave them some vision. And the Astral Spirit taking a peek around, doing a little bit of free damage in the meantime. So it looks like Roche won't be the battleground, at least for the moment.
Yeah, TongFu is desperately scared of the Song. LGD is scared of just having Roche beat on them the whole time, and them being like very confined to the Roshan pit in terms of positioning. I see a smoke from DD alone. Looks like he's going to do a wraparound for the Naga Siren ultimate. Ooh. This is so bad for TongFu. He's going to get 5 heroes.
Oh, wow. All 5 of them right on top of each other. Let's see what they can do. Chakram gonna be there. There's the Echo Slam to get things started. Now Crystal Maiden popping the ulti. However, LGD doing a lot of damage all in one big bunch. They've actually traded even so far, but XTT is low. Sansheng has to run, and Moo in no condition to fight either. So they did a bit of damage, but the Troll Warlord buying back might bring a halt to it. So in the end, they end up forcing a buyback. That's really their big win there. And, you know, again, I think this kind of comes down to something I was talking about during the draft, Merlini, is when you look at LGD's lineup, they're just really kind of all in on the Timbersaw and on the Lifestealer. There's only so much those heroes can do, as good as they are, as far ahead as they might get. They're still not going to be able to just blow someone up like a big combo kind of a chain of initiation would otherwise.
Yeah, and they still have to worry about the Bash Lock on Troll. He's actually gone for an Urn build just because he's so poor. My goodness, I don't think I've seen Urn on Troll or whatever.
They're going to get something done. And it's rare to see Zoe in this situation. We'll put it that way. He is very poor. Worth less than the Beastmaster, actually. Beastmaster and Timbersaw. But TongFu not willing to give up the Ghost. They know that...
I thought you were about to just say worthless.
About to give up the Ghost. And LGD going to hold the line now with Song down. They should be able to push a little bit more confidently. Zoe's going to go ahead and pop the ulti. Disruption to lead things off. Let's see if they want to follow it up. There's a Fissure to buy some time and disjoint the chain of initiation. Heard an ensnare go off that was on the move, but no one's around to do damage.
Yeah, Rabbit looks like he wants to go in, though.
There's a stomp that caught a couple. Moves there, has Sanity's Eclipse ready if and when he wants to use it. They are slow sieging the hell out of this. Up and down out of that river, charging up and down the hill, waiting around. And the tower is slowly being whittled down. Here's going to be a TP, and that'll be Zhao 8. And the stomp actually caught 3. There's an ensnare on the Mu, though. Nice Fissure from the low ground. There's a disruption. Now Rabbit wants to engage her. Splitter only caught 1, and that was the Timbersaw. Astral Imprison's there, and there's a roar as well. Zoe going to end up blown up. There's the Sanity's Eclipse. Caught a couple, and Yao unable to get away. So TongFu trading 1 for 1 so far. However, the Bloodstone on that Timbersaw means he'll be back up very quickly. There's an Astral Imprison to disrupt Rabbit engaging on. Now re-engaging. There's an ensnare on the Mu. Another disruption, and here comes the Timber back up and ready to fight. Mu trying to get away. Will be open wounds and will be chopped down. Here we go, LGD continuing to chase this out. San Sheng, the next target, throws down the Frostbite. Just going to do what damage he can before he expires, trying to just delay any after effects the loss of that fight might have. Don't know that it's going to matter. XTT still up and going, but Roshan bound to drop now.
Rabbit's playing a much better Lifestealer than he was playing in Anti-Mage in the first game. He's like super farmed, and he's been involved in tons of kills and tons of assists. 8-0-6 on Rabbit. He's been like baiting a lot of spells out, forcing TongFu into bad positions, and really just dealing out so much damage. It's incredible.
Roche just about to drop. Rabbit, as you mentioned, fairly well farmed. Now has a fresh Aegis to add to his inventory and has 3,300 gold. If he wants to go ahead and grab himself a Basher, which really at this point, no real reason not to. TongFu's lineup, you know, I feel like they had a much better mix of damage, but in the end, they just really haven't accomplished enough with it. When you look at the towers.
They need more farm on Troll.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest deal right now. They had the mech up on OD as well as 4-step and Agitreads, but Troll's net worth has to be like pretty abysmal. Looking at his last hits is nice. He's actually second. So TongFu has 2 of the top 2 heroes in CS, but look at net worth. Troll is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess he's bought back a few times.
Yep, he has, and certainly doesn't help that the Lifestealer is 8-0. So a lot of that gold lead can be accounted for that way as well. And really, I mean, if you're in TongFu's shoes, you still have a decent team. Like you said, the Troll, though, is just not going to have that mid and late game potential you're used to seeing a Troll have. And I think LGD is really going to capitalize on that. We're already beginning to see that, as a matter of fact.
LGD just playing so much better in the last game. Xiao 8 also playing very well. 4, 3, and 7. Sure, he's died a couple of times, but he has a lot of farm. He has Treads, Mech, as well as a point booster and cloaks for maximum survivability. And he's just been finding a lot of opportunities for them.
And TongFu definitely in a much more defensive position now. Really not splitting up much at all. All 5 occupying the jungle just a moment ago. Timbersaw has actually finished himself a Blade Mail, so going to be looking to soak some damage and return it back for his trouble. Smoke from LGD led by Zhao 8 as they wrap through the Radiant side secret shop. No one's going to be home, though, as TongFu again. All sticking together, all sticking in the safest part of the map they can find, which is their own jungle.
Yeah, looking at the net worth right now, yeah, Rabbit is just way too far right now. He has a Basher up, so he can definitely take a Troll out in a one-on-one man fight, and that is a huge cause for concern.
TP's coming in. They're going to try to contest this. They have Glyph up if they want to spend it. And there's going to be the Naga Sleep. Oh, wow. Once again, all three grouped up. And DD playing this well. Here we go. Chakram's there. There's the roar. Slows him down. Moves there. Gets the Astral Imprison off to buy some time. The SMJ. It was two-shotted there. And now Moo drops the hammer, but just not with enough damage. Earthsplitter did connect, but that's another buyback coming out. Earthshaker the one to buy back that time. LGD lost no one there. And they are a little bit worse for wear, though. There's a fissure that pops the Aegis. Well shot by ZSMJ. Now LGD's likely to reinitiate. Might see an Infest in. No, he actually did spin Infest in that fight, but the Tier 2 still up for grabs. Down below half health. As of now, they are going to go ahead and glyph it out. And TongFu able to hold it together, at least for now. DD landing another great song, but again, that same factor we've talked about. They just don't have any AoE burst to speak of to really help with this situation. So TongFu keeps the game going at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, maybe if OD gets like a ship or something, they can start killing people, but he just doesn't do enough damage. He really needs the help of his troll to do physical damage. Elder Titan already with his Aura ship up his damage output, but he's just not really doing anything in fights. The troll.
Absolutely. I mean, as of right now, Troll, like you said, still searching for a BKB. You're going to be talking about a 30-minute BKB, give or take, by the time he gets the gold to buy it and flies it out to himself. And LGD in the meantime is just filling up inventories, just making stuff, man. They got 1,000 gold plus the Bloodstone and the Blade Mail up on Yao. DDC even has that medallion we've seen come into play a couple of times. It will be most likely a Scythe build coming out on Moo, as he has added the Ultimate Orb to his inventory, certainly helping feel a little bit more tanky and survivable. But ZSMJ is about halfway to his Blink Dagger as well, so very important item they're going to be looking to get up very soon. He's got to be careful, though. He's going to end up losing some gold here if he gets cut off.
Well, a little bit of a lull in the game here. Looking at Roshan respawns in about 6 minutes time. I don't know if they're going to make a move up until then. They've taken down enough of the map right now so that LGD has like pretty much full control of their jungle. If you noticed, all four of them are just huddling around there. Rapid, how are they going to kill this guy?
Yeah, I mean, they kited him out a couple of times quite well. But as of right now, I mean, when he gets in trouble, the Shadow Demon is there to disrupt him. Now there's a Vlad's done on the Naga, so that's going to help the whole team, but help the Lifestealer in particular. And I agree with you. I think this is going to be just a slow game. It's been fairly, I wouldn't say action-packed, but I would say on par with averages. Usually one kill per minute is where we are, but I don't know. LGD actually is going to go ahead and push this and try to force another fight. Good on you guys.
I'm pretty sure they can take the T2, but T3 is a completely different matter. XCT just being super annoying with the Ancestral Spirit Spam. He's actually had pretty good Earth Fissures this game. Or Earth Splitter, rather. He's 5.5. He's been involved in all 10 kills on the side of TongFu. So even if TongFu ends up maybe not winning this, XCT still performed very, very well.
And able to ward him off on their own. DD went top looking to catch Moo out. Moo able to escape the radius of the Song of the Siren, though, and Rabbit and Zhao 8 end up leaving for nothing. Now, the mid-tier 1 could end up dropping. That's very low, 477 HP. Yeah, they're going to rush it down.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like LGD's almost in position to defend, though. I think that they have to back off, though. It's too risky for them.
Zoe grabbing a BKB, finally getting up some kind of item of consequence outside of Treads and his urn. But, I mean, as of right now, I mean, obviously LGD's in the lead here. What do you value TongFu's chances here, Merlini?
Probably 15. No, a little bit higher than that. Maybe like 20, 25%. I think they have a pretty strong turtle lineup, especially if like one of their melee heroes, like if Lifestealer like charges up the hill and hits the T3 tower, they can just block them off and then just try and burst them down over them. They don't really have that great. I mean, they have Song of the Siren, which is the main concern. They can just Song of the Siren and just initiate on them. They didn't actually win that fight that badly when 5 of them were Song of the Siren, but it's a different story when you're inside the T3. They also don't really have anything great to follow up. They just need to keep ganking, just similar to what TongFu did last game in LGD. If they get too comfortable with farming, if they're like farming past like this line on the map, then you can just kill them with a Lifestealer Bomb, with like a Blink Beastmaster Roar, or even a Scepter War, which he's going for, and then just severely starve. The goal difference isn't actually that big. It's about 4,000 right now. I fully expected LGD to be up ahead a lot more, especially considering that they're one tower up. But yeah, TongFu definitely still in this game.
Abyssal Blade done on the Lifestealer now. That's a pretty big problem, especially for Mu. A high priority target they're going to take out of the fight early. Now if he gets on him, there's going to be nothing he can do. Magic Community be damned. Even if he was going to build a BKB, which by all accounts is not the plan. He is still saving up for his Mystic Staff on the way to a Scythe of Ice. But definitely think LGD following a Roshan in particular. It's about 3 minutes now till the big boy respawns, and after a Roshan, it's just going to be a tough road to hoe. It's going to be tough for TongFu. As good as they are, as you mentioned, at defending the tier 3s, I think LGD is really just almost to a position now, in particular, on the Lifestealer, where they just don't really have a solid answer for him, and that's about to show itself.
Yeah, I mean, LGD is like farming the opponent's Ancients right now. If you can farm those safely, you know you have pretty good control of the game, especially when all 5 of the opposite team's heroes are up. But just delaying until Rose, still a couple of minutes until then. I'm surprised these teams are playing so passively right now. I think that TongFu has to make something happen. They can't just let LGD do Roche, get it on Lifestealer, and just crush them as they wait for the T3. I think they should be smoking individual heroes and not the Lifestealer, though, because I don't think they can kill him.
Gonna make something happen soon. That LS is not about to slow down. Take a look at his net worth. He and Timber both on top, and the OD is in the range of the Timber, but already falling behind close to 40% of the Lifestealer. And even the Beastmaster. I mean, 3 of the top 4 farmers are on the side of LGD, and you know, it's easy to underestimate just how much impact a farmed Beastmaster can have. Just having that gem, having the survivability that comes with building an Ags, that comes with having the extra gold to invest into your cloak for the extra spell resistance, so on and so forth. And Zhao 8 just really does play a good Beastmaster. And here's going to be a song spent. Let's see, they're going to catch...
Song Shung? Oh, no, not even.
Could even find... Yeah, there we go. I was expecting him to walk out, just keeping an eye on the enemy team, and didn't even do so. And let's see if they want to go ahead and commit to this fight. 5 on 5 in mid. All random, all mid, right?
That is pretty fun mode, though.
33 minutes in, and LGD just continuing to hold. I'm a little surprised they're not just infesting that Lifestealer into the Timber and saying, go, go, go.
Yeah, I think they're still a little bit scared. Elder Titan's aura is nothing to scoff at, even at this point in the game when you're this far behind.
And there's a stomp. Caught the Timber. Did not catch Rabbit. It looks like that's the target they were probably...
They have a huge standoff in the middle, though.
Yep.
I think that LGD can just TP and with someone like maybe Lifestealer or something like that, just farm up the side lanes, push them up to the T2, and make TongFu back. But both of the side lane creeps that are about at the corners of the map, so neither team is going to be under any pressure to. Oh, what are they doing right now? Oh, looks like Roshan is up. Are they going to contest it?
Roshan is going to be up. Let's see if they're going to duck in. Again, that Vlad's up on DD. DDC. Says, what the hell? I'll pick on you. It's fine. Shield popped, and the medallion with the armor reduction going to make this a very fast Roshan. Yeah, they're just giving it away. TongFu in absolutely no position to contest this. They have to know it's happening. They don't need vision to know that whenever they pull back from mid and LGD pulls back from mid, with the Lifestealer on team, they're going to go do Roche.
Yeah, they with a medallion too is too fast. They can't contest, especially with Song on the side. It wasn't up then, but it's pretty close. It's close enough that they have to be scared of it. Lifestealer picking up the Aegis of the Immortal. Let's check his next item. He has 2,100 gold after getting the Abyssal Blade. I guess he could get maybe a Heaven's Halberd. Is pretty good. It's very good versus OD because ODs can't get MKB. It's just such a very poor damage item choice for them. Even against a Butterfly, you usually don't get MKB.
Honestly, I mean, he could go basically whatever he feels like going. I mean, his build is so wide open and managing to kill off the Hawk there. Poor little Hawk. But LGD looks like they're just about ready to make something happen. The Naga Siren is level 11, so slightly shorter cooldown on her ultimate. And that's going to allow LGD to reliably take fights in much quicker succession now, especially with that Aegis up. And as you mentioned, for the moment, plan seems to be just trying to take the jungle away.
Yep, we see one hero echo something out two of them, but that will not be initiate. And TongFu just has to do their very, very best to split push and to defend at the same time. And that's really an Elder Titan just being super annoying with the Spirit all the time. You hear BKB TP out and he gets roared.
Yep, had to know that was coming. Scythe is done now. Nice sleep, caught most of LGD. Rabbit still pursuing Zoe out. There's Zhao as well. And the Earth Splitter's going to be there. Connects on the Timber Saw. And a nice fissure.
Fissure. Oh, my goodness.
Blocking him out, however. Here comes the Pain Train following the song. Zhao 8 already spent his roar. And Zoe going to do what he can, but will be blown up. Nice Echo Slam. And now Mu being brought down as well. Crystal Maiden using the ulti. They ended up trading 2 for 1 there. They're actually going to be able to get Mu to safety, believe it or not, after the Astral Imprisonment with the Force Staff. Rabbit now cleaning up 1 and about to add to his double kill if he can catch XTT. Another Astral Imprisons there. Mu ends up making it a triple kill himself. Zoe wants to re-engage. There's the Aegis popped, but XTT will end up dying as well. And the AoE potential on both sides is quite massive. Rabbit, though, just too far ahead. Look at this. 3 swipes, and Song Shing makes it an ultra kill. And our viewers applauding from their seats, I'm sure, especially those winning some fun items with that ultra kill. 12 to 22. Yeah.
12. Waiting so long for a fight to happen.
I think that's kind of what we expected to happen, though. I mean, LGD was playing so safe and so passive. We knew when they took a fight, they should have quite an advantage, and certainly turned out to be the case. Getting near 5-digit gold lead and experience lead. Now there's a fissure catching Rabbit at the absolute tip. And he will be forced to rage out. And yeah, looks like they're not even going to get the tier 3. They took the fight, cost him an Aegis, but unable to get a secondary objective out of it.
Yeah, ZSMJ played like a boss. I thought that Zoe was dead for sure, but that block, and even through Song of Siren, it still took him quite a while to travel through the fissure, and then he blinked in with the Echo right around this spot. So great play by ZSMJ. Unfortunately, Mu tried to turn around at the Lifestealer without Sheep up and then died in the process. And yeah, Lifestealer just a little bit out of control right now. By a little, I mean a lot.
Sitting at 17,000 overall net worth. Compare that to the next highest on TongFu, which is 12.5 thousand on the OD, and you can see why. This is usually when you see a team with a pretty phenomenal gold lead, it starts to feel like this. It doesn't feel like they're necessarily outplaying their opponents, though in some cases they will be. Like in that last fight, it really just felt like they outmuscled them. Like there was just nothing TongFu could do because they were too far ahead or behind in experience. The items were out to make these heroes feel tanky, to allow the damage to be done as quickly as it was. And another Scythe of Ice on the map. This time it's going to be in possession of Yao, though.
Ooh. Yeah, Lifestealer almost finishes up his AC 11. No, he has it right now. So yeah, they can just wait until next Aegis, get the Aegis and cheese, and just end the game from there. It looks like TongFu trying to make something happen right now. They're 5-man smoke. They have a haste on the OD.
Gonna go ahead and give the old loop around, looking for a target. Moving south, they spotted DD, and the song instantaneous. TongFu baited into it. Here comes LGD, ready to reinitiate. There's the size shown off immediately. And we're going to see an Echo Slam go off. DD's in a bit of trouble. XTT blown up by Rabbit, and Rabbit is just huge. Zoe's going to be roared. Right-click down, Sanity's Eclipse. Just does nothing. And the Demonic Purge onto Mu might make it another Ultra Kill going to Rabbit, and not going to be an Ultra Kill, but the equivalent. 4 heroes down. Make it 5 if they manage to catch up. Oh, never mind, he TP'd out. So say if they manage to catch up with ZSMJ, but 4 heroes down. Don't know about buybacks. Actually, yeah, no buybacks on anyone on the side of TongFu. This should be 1, if not 2 sets of racks.
OD was too slow with the Sheep there on the Naga Siren. Sheep is instant cast. Naga Siren, he got a glimpse of OD, and they were just unable to get the kill on her before she slept. That sleep just totally changed that fight around.
1 set of racks down. Rabbit is an absolute monster right now, hitting for 328 damage with his armlet toggled on. Tears down yet another tower. Rax is going to drop.
He has drums. He has AC. He has armlet. Yeah, GG.
Yep, he has a GG is what he has. So LGD, after coming into this series, the overwhelming favorites, and dropping a surprising Game 1 loss. Put it together. Took him a little bit longer than I think it could have, but that's just the patience that a team of that caliber will often play with. They were ahead most of that game, and just past 40 minutes, put the icing on the cake. And really, I mean, TongFu, I like their lineup. I like their draft. We both agree that they had a lot of punching power and potential, and if they had the troll in the right position heading towards the late game, they could have tried to grind that out. But really, the early game and especially the early parts of the mid game were just kind of disastrous for them, Merlini.
Yeah, it was super disastrous. Lifestealer just getting free farm up top. ZSMJ almost getting first blood on the Lifestealer, and then instead of getting first blooded, that was a pretty big turning point. And the triple lane just did not work out. Crystal Maiden 0-6, Troll 1-7, Earthshaker with the best record at 2-5, but they really have to win their triple lane. I don't really know why they did a defensive triple lane. It seems a little bit weak, especially versus a Lifestealer. But all in all, TongFu had a pretty good game plan, just unable to come through in the end. They tried to make things happen with the Uzi mech, but unfortunately, LGD were just too far ahead. They sustained their lead. They just starved TongFu out. Troll Warlord will pretty much only BKB at the end. That's very troublesome.
Absolutely. You take a look at his goal per minute sitting at 318 and compare that to, say, he had less goal per minute than the Beastmaster and was in the neighborhood of the support Naga Siren. So that's the kind of game that Troll had. Good games, though, going the way of Lifestealer, 15-0-9 by the time the final bell blew. And I want to once again shout out a player who's just impressed the hell out of me all night, ZSMJ. Even though he ended up at 2-5-5 and his team ended up losing this second game, continuing to make huge plays, nice echo slams, but more than anything, some truly clutch fissures. Well, for the second time tonight, we're going the distance, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 on the way between LGD and TongFu. I'm your host, Aaron A.C. Chambers, and we're looking ahead to what will be definitely the concluding game of the night. Don't worry, though, we still have more Eastern Divisional action on the way tomorrow, kicking off at 6 p.m. PDT, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 3 a.m. Central European Time, and 9 a.m. if you happen to be our Chinese brothers and sisters. TongFu, the underdogs, got game 1. LGD battled back, ties it up. We'll find out which team's going to sit atop of our standings coming up next.